Hey YouTube. My eyes are red. I just got finished coughing. It feels like a little cold about to come up on me. But anyway, okay, so I got invited to Arkansas Heart Associations for the people who suffer from some kind of heart disease, and also it's for a stroke too. I got invited there by this lady. I don't know if she wanted me to say her name or not, so I'll leave it unsaid. Last year was my first time attending where I spoke it, and I went again this year. And so I just had so much fun. Like, it was a whole lot of fun. We got to meet Senate. It was just a day for Arkansas Hearts and Stroke Day and stuff like that. Yeah, so in this next clip, I'm gonna be showing you like what all we did and who spoke and who didn't. It was just a nice flowing day. All right, bye.
Why is sharing your story important to you?
So a little bit about me. I started the Heart Association when I was 15. I was part of the Sweetheart program for Central Arkansas. My grandfather actually paid for me to be a part of this program. It was a fundraising event. And it wasn't until a couple months into the program my mom told me that he actually had heart disease himself. And so I got even more excited, just to learn about it. He was actually my neighbor, so I would run home after every event, hearing from doctors and just all these experts. And I told him, I said, there's all these things you can do and you're gonna get better, eat better, act more active, stop smoking, there's all these things. And he was a really smart man, and he knew that heart disease was, a family history thing, and that I could potentially one day get it. And, as he was losing his life, which actually ended up losing it that same year, he was trying to save mine. And so it's crazy to think about and look back on that he didn't even know at that time that I actually do have a heart complex, and that he did save my life, and I knew all the signs, and I knew that I was not okay. And so he did save my life for the future, but it's really those stories that are so impactful. And your story may not be like mine or Sophie's or Victoria's, but they're all so unique. You don't have to have someone, die part of your family from heart disease or even know someone, but it's just that you're, advocating for these issues that are so important, because everyone's story is so important and so unique to you. And policymakers really want to hear about it because it's tugging at their heartstrings. I mean, that's really what makes them want to, be there for you and listen to you. So I would really encourage you guys to just share that no matter what it is.
Victoria, any question? She makes me cry every time she shares her story. So, all right, good.
All right, so I will try to make mine as short as possible, you guys, because it is kind of long. My mom she had endometriosis just like I did, and she was told she couldn't have children when she was back in college. And she found out during chemo and radiation for a brain tumor that she was pregnant with me. At that point, I had been getting her chemo and radiation for at least 16 weeks. So they were able to tell I was a girl by that time. That's how long she had been getting it. And she was urged to abort me, and she stopped her treatment in an attempt to save me. My mother was rushed to UAMS when I guess she was about 7 months at the time, and they lost her twice on the table. And I was born a preemie, which caused me to have what is called a PFO, patent forming valley, which is a hole in the heart, which means when I was first born, I didn't take that first big breath that we all do, so that hole did not close. I had no idea that I had it until I was 26 years old. I was at Springdale, Arkansas PD, doing 911, doing CPR on someone else, trying to save their life over the phone when I had my first stroke within a 24-hour period. So for me during that time, I advocate not just for myself, but for everyone, because the hospital did not catch it until 24 hours after they sent me home. I had 3 by that time. So I make sure that you advocate for yourself, because they were adamant that I had tried to commit suicide. I was like, that's not what happened. I haven't taken anything. But they just were so convinced that that's what happened. The They were like, you're not showing any symptoms. But once they did an MRI after they called me back, they found out, and I ended up also having the whole of my heart closed. And about 4 months after that. So that's why I do what I do. I am, like I said, a mother of 3, so I make sure I advocate for them. I do everything for them. You always hear me say, my boys are why. Yes, life is why for the Heart Association, but also my mother's sacrifice is why. So that's what pushes me to do what I do. Y'all gonna see me look extremely tired a lot, because I do a ton, but that's what pushes me. Because, you know, they always like, you can sleep when you're dead. Well, that's not my train of thought, okay? I'm like, they almost died a few times, so y'all good on that. But, because, yeah, they also, I did kind of, they lost me on the table when they were doing my heart surgery for a second, but I came right back. It was good. So, as you can see, I'm still here, and I'm advocating, but it's very important to do this type of thing because, and share your story, not just for yourself and things like that. It's important for everyone because the thing is, you don't know who you're helping. There have been so many people, especially when we made it to DC. I did Year to Turn the Hill in 2017. There were so many people that walked up to me. I had no idea they even knew who I was. They were like, I've been waiting to meet you. I'm like, so it's really important to just walk up with confidence with your lawmakers, because honestly, you're the reason they're in office. If you didn't put them in there, they would not be there. It's plain and simple as that. They do owe you that much to listen to you and hear you out. And like, this is why this is important. And it's, if you can just give your story very shortly, as short as you can, because as you can see, child, I'm over my time, okay? But if you can just give them the punchline, this is why this is important. But my story means it goes with this bill that you have right now, what's going on, even such as SNAP during what we're talking about, that goes for our kids. When we had COVID, we literally had children going home out of school and not eating at home because they didn't have the resources. So our community for Northwest Arkansas, I'm sure y'all heard of Nate Wall's Secondhand Smoke. He started that program called Second Helping, literally to help the children because they didn't have food at home. And the only time those kids eat is at school. So that's why the SNAP bill is important. The Medicaid bill is important because I was on Medicaid with my first 2 children. And I know people who went home without the care that they needed. They went home and didn't wake up because they bled out at home. So those things I did feel like it's very important for me to share with you guys so y'all can have a little bit more perspective on those issues and kind of know why it's so important to share your story, even if it's not necessarily yours, somebody that you know. All right, girl, I ran over time. No,
So I like to keep it whenever I'm speaking with people like short and sweet. I have 3 points and I like to talk about my 3 whys. Like I mentioned earlier, I am a pediatric nurse at Arkansas Children's Hospital. So I'll start out and say that my first reason why are those babies that I take care of every single day. And I watch them go home to places that cannot supply them with that nutritional food that they need. So that's a really good point to talk about whenever you're thinking of snacks and everything like that. Also, secondhand smoke. I'm a big advocate for ending tobacco usage. And so secondhand smoke can affect them, not only their cardiovascular system, but the respiratory system, that neuro system as well. And so they're my number 1 reason why. My second reason is my grandfather. I actually witnessed him have a heart attack whenever I was 5 years old. Talk about traumatic. As a 5-year-old, I had no idea what was happening. I just knew that he needed help. We had to get him to the hospital as quick as possible. And I'm very fortunate to say that he is still with us today because he quit smoking cold turkey, which is not easy to do. But he saw that want for me to live heart healthy and to stay alive so that he can experience my life as well. He learned how to eat healthy and he started exercising as well. And then my third is one of my best friends. We grew up together from the time that we were in kindergarten, and we're still best friends to this day. Whenever we were sophomores in college, he had actually gotten an offer to go play at Louisiana Tech University to play basketball. And I got a phone call that he actually collapsed on the court and was dead for 10 minutes. And it's because of cardiac arrest. He went into cardiac arrest. But it is because CPR and someone initiating that AED that he is still here today. He got to play his senior season, and he is now a graduate assistant coach at Vanderbilt University. And so I have seen firsthand just how amazing it is that not only heart advocates, but just people willing to fight for heart health, how amazing like the changes that they can make are within our communities. I've witnessed it firsthand, and that I just try to keep it short and sweet whenever I'm talking to other people about it, you know, because we might not have all the time in the world to say that story, but it's the impact that you leave them with that they're going to remember. And even though I haven't experienced any heart issues, those people are so close and dear to me that it means so much. So